Hi, Rose. Thank you so much for your comment on the post. I am the creator of that post, actually, when I say that childcare centers should not be hiring at bare minimum. A strong childcare center should be top heavy. So at the end of the day, I'm reading your comment, and administration, you cannot afford not to hire staff. I mean, if you cannot afford to hire any more staff, then you probably need to start shutting down classrooms. You need to probably stop bringing in more children, or they need to figure out some kind of way to get more funding so that they can bring in more people to hire. See, this is the thing about childcare that we get confused. It's not your typical business, and I say this so much. This business looks very different than what it would look like on paper. So, a lot of childcare owners, I know we have to look at the numbers, and I know that that tells a story, but it doesn't tell the whole story, because what you're describing is, I don't know what they're going through behind closed doors, but they're making judgment calls based on what they see on paper. So they're considering teachers to be a liability. But if you tell the story in the center, teachers are not liabilities, they are assets. That's the story that the center tells. So it tells a very different story than what's on paper. So this is where childcare center owners or administrators, people that own daycares, get it stuck and get confused and start making decisions that probably are not the best for the center. You need to know how to see what your center is telling you, not just the paper. Because when you're low staff and you have call outs and you're scrambling to put teachers in classrooms, you create an environment that's not safe for kids. And at this point, please excuse my language, I don't give a damn about what your papers say, because these are kids' lives. If you do not have the money to fund your business or to make sure that you can pay the staff, do not open up a childcare business. Go open up a grocery store, go open up a shoe store. I have no mercy for people that say I cannot afford to pay staff in childcare. Close your doors or figure it out, because these are young people's lives that we are playing with. These parents are trusting you day to day to care for their children. And so to sit here and say you cannot afford to bring in staff, and I always tell teachers, I'm not sure if you are a teacher or what your role is, but get out of that center. Because if the state comes in and catch it and that center get in trouble, you can lose your right to work with children, especially if this is a field that you love and you're called to do it. Be very careful. Do not stay in these centers that refuses to staff properly, because eventually you're gonna have incidents that's gonna happen. So, I mean, like I said, that's just unfortunate, but that's an excuse. You can't afford not to afford to put more teachers in your classrooms. So either you shut down classrooms, figure it out, or try to get some more funding so that you can bring in more staff. But to be in survival mode in classrooms is unacceptable. There is no excuse for that. Like, if you really want your child care center to work, you're going to figure it out. You're not going to let the numbers tell you, oh, I'm not going to bring in enough teachers. You better figure out how to cut corners somewhere else. But I definitely wouldn't do it with staff.